Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Who Are the Illuminati About Tasting Oreos.com. What are we called again?
Any of the things that we call ourselves.
Who are we watching? Watch and complain. You said, can you taste it so many times? I'm like, fuck, I forgot the name of the podcast. That's how you know I care about this podcast, because I forget the name of it.
Speaking of the Illuminati, what are we watching? No, what are we reviewing?
We're reviewing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a film that lots of other people have already reviewed, but we got to it super late, so we were like, why not? We'll do it anyway.
Yeah. I watched it, gave my little preview, and you still had to watch it, and now you've watched it.
Give us a plot synopsis in under 1 minute. Go.
Chick. Okay.
Chick.
Doctor Strange and girl.
Strange girl.
Get fighting. Shit. Put me on the spot. Doctor Strange
Put you on the spot. All I'm asking you is to have proper grammar.
That's
girl and Strange get
fight with monster. Doctor Strange dies. Girl goes through portal. Come into our world.
You sound. This is movie reviews with Tonto.
With AI.
Girl come.
Now, so
girl fight bad man.
Doctor Strange looks for help for this girl and goes to Scarlet Witch. Turns out Scarlet Witch wants this girl and is going after this girl, not in a romantic way.
I would have paid double to see that.
So they defend girl. Scarlet Witch goes after her. They then go through multiple dimensions.
Technically, you're wrong. They go through multiple. So I'm sorry. Technically, you're right. Is what
you
I
asked a quick review.
They go through multiple dimensions, but they only go through those multiple dimensions. I want to say for
a fraction of a second.
I would say maybe at the most 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism.
Yeah. That's one thing that. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Please tell us more about girl fight, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange fight.
Let's rewind and go back to girl fight Strange and no. So let's go to the start. We start the movie with Strange and girl fighting. It's a weird. It's slightly off Doctor Strange.
You can tell it's a different Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he's got a ponytail. Like that would change anyone.
That joke. All right, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I want you to get the synopsis out.
One step closer to a man bun. Because I feel like it's
one thing we never do is a synopsis, an actual synopsis of anything.
So basically the first part of the movie is them fighting this creature, and then they lose. So Doctor Strange dies in this reality that we find out later, and girl goes through portal after she freaks out.
Yep. Do you remember anything after that?
Then we come to our world.
No.
The MCU we're accustomed to.
Okay, yeah.
That's better. Doctor Strange is going to a wedding, and it's Christine's wedding, but not to Doctor Strange, which I was wondering if Christine would show up.
Oh, I was sure she would.
And
the only thing I wasn't sure of was would we see multiple Christines, because she's such a background character.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect her to play such a big part in the other universe.
So Christine is marrying a fanboy of Doctor Strange. That goes with like that not mental condition, but that situation where it's like, if I can't have Doctor Strange, I want someone who is accepting of the fact that I'm going to be thinking of Doctor Strange all the time.
Or that guy might be so like, yeah, call me Doctor Strange, and fucking dressing up in cosplay and shit.
And he'll like it.
That's right.
Because he's fanboyish. I don't know, what was his title? Like, did he have he was in the army, wasn't he? Or
I'm
military?
Sure he did, but I just...
It'll be in the comics somewhere.
And also, I knew this is one of those things that this doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of this movie that gets set up to not matter. Case in point...
Just to play with in other things if they want to.
But just to set up a situation. So, case in point, her getting married. Case in point, America's moms. And you're like, okay, America's, to me, and maybe I'm fucking totally wrong. Maybe America Chavez, what's her name? America Chavez.
Yeah.
Has, like, this is all through the comic books, but I feel like the discussion of her two moms and, I wiped them out because I was scared of a bee and I've never found them. I'm like, what was the point of setting that up? It felt like it went nowhere. I thought that maybe she'd find her moms. I'm again trying to destroy my microphone. She'd find her moms. I thought maybe a rule her moms told her, or a parable, or something that her moms told her would. It goes nowhere. And I realized that there was a lot in this movie that kind of was set up and then went nowhere. And
Yeah, if
that was a bit
America
irritating.
Chavez has this power, does their moms have power?
Right.
Or is it a different power? Or is it a mutation? Is
And I
it
feel like there's so
many
much
questions, yeah.
I feel like there's so much they're setting up, and this is what I do not like at all. There's so much they're setting up. We'll do it in another movie. We'll do it in another movie. Like, dude, try to tell me a story. And this is, the best Marvel movie I have seen since Endgame.
I feel like comic books are the same way, because if you pick up a random comic book, it's gonna end up. You're lucky if it's like part 1 of the series,
Right.
You're
but
like
if you
part
pick
5.
up-
Oh shoot!
But if you pick up a book, that
Yeah.
book is supposed to be a self-contained thing, unless you know it's part of a series, right?
though the Marvel comics often they'll have some linkage to other things that have happened in the universe, or
and
are
I
happening,
don't
will
mind
happen.
that. So I did enjoy. So Doctor Strange and America Chavez fight Scarlet Witch. Doctor Strange becomes a zombie, fights her, tells her to believe in herself. She punches Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch decides, hey, I'll die because my kids, I guess, get cared about the end. So
We did
huzzah.
really well at starting off the synopsis and everything.
And then we were like,
Good
fuck it,
job.
let's get to the end.
Our one reviewer is gonna be like, they almost got it. Damn it.
Next time. So I will say that I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would.
What do you do with America Chavez?
The character, I feel like she's got to become
You're
somebody.
Marvel. You're in charge of Marvel right now. You see that this movie did gangbusters,
Yep.
right? I'm sure the execs are like, Doctor Strange did this. Okay, fine. Scarlet Witch did this. Okay, fine. I think, upon my viewing, my breakout character is America Chavez.
But I don't think America Chavez should get her own series or movie. I feel like America Chavez should always be part of another group. Like, case in point, I
keep it a little mysterious.
No, but I could care less to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't give a shit about the Ant-Man
agree.
movie.
I agree.
But watching Ant-Man as part of the Avengers, that's enjoyable. That I'll watch. So I feel like Chavez should show up as maybe the second tier character in a lot of this stuff. Like Doctor Strange, America Chavez, Winter Soldier, America Chavez. You know what I mean? Like she's always kind of a sidekick to someone else, or someone else is a sidekick to her. I don't think she's not interesting enough to me to be the focal point of a story.
Is she a good enough character to put in the new Avengers? Whatever you're doing with that.
That's a good question.
You got new Black Widow. You have America Chavez.
I'd replace New Black Widow.
They
with
might all
America
be
Chavez.
women, aren't they? No.
I'd be totally down with that. But I'd replace New Black Widow. I don't care for
because
Black
then you
Widow
have
at all.
you have new what's her name? Like Kate Bishop. Is that it? No.
Kate Bishop.
The Archer from the TV series.
Oh, who cares?
You have her. So you've got
well, she
three
gave herself
women.
a name. What the fuck was her name? She called herself again?
I thought she was just
It could be like Hawkeye,
Hawkeye.
2.
Like,
Ratcatcher, Hawkeye 2.
Kate Bishop is a perfect name. Like that should be her name.
I keep on for some reason thinking that Katie Sackhoff, who played
Yeah,
Starbuck.
Stardust.
I keep on wanting to call her Kate Bishop.
Yeah, it could end up being all women.
Which again is fine, but don't be all women just to be all women.
And then you get a Ghostbusters issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you get
But that Ghostbuster movie did not fail because they were all women.
No.
That Ghostbuster movie failed because of shitty writing, shitty comedy,
I would
shitty
argue
acting.
there was no writing. It failed because it's shitty improv. The movie is not a good fucking movie.
So America Chavez, I would give a movie. I would not give a series.
Okay.
Because I would like to see what she's doing next, and I would like to see her go through like.
So
I could see them doing a series and doing like a Sliders type series. You still have to watch Sliders because it's the episode of the week type thing. That story of the week.
that's what I watch Star Trek for.
Exactly. You love that stuff. So
What
imagine
the fuck do I need to watch Sliders for if I'm already watching Star Trek?
because you don't need just one show that does that.
Oh, I need one show.
well, that would be
when
my
I start
Sliders
mixing
kit.
myself across multiple shows. That's when I start falling asleep during them. Speaking of falling asleep, we need to get to our review of Morbius.
No,
But all right,
that'll be in the podcast.
What?
Go watch that.
what were the positives of Doctor Strange in the universe of silliness to you?
The 3D was good.
Yeah, 3D was good.
Did you go 3D?
Yep.
Oh, you did.
Yep.
And you enjoyed the 3D.
I did. Yeah. It was Marvel is really good at being making it work for 3D without being garishly obvious.
They stopped doing 3D for a while, and then they're bringing it back for a reason. Avatar. So they're ramping it up.
Do you have any interest in Avatar? I have none.
I think it'll be interesting to watch. I don't have like a
Like
I'm
vested
not a
interest in
fan.
the story. Yeah. Good. Like I'll go see it for the advances that James Cameron has done to technology and technology.
That'll be interesting.
As for a story,
Do you think they're holding back on something, like something in the 3D or something?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because like cause the problem we have here is, as you were saying, the advancements in the technology, in terms of like Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park movies couldn't match the same advancements that were in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Avatar had these huge advancements. Can they even match anywhere close to huge advancements
or what
for the next generation?
But also, what would they be? You know what I mean? And that's why I think a lot of the underwater stuff is. So I'm looking forward. So that's a good correction. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Zero interest in the story, but from a technological advancement perspective, that'll be great. But all right, so the 3D was good. What are some 3 good things and 3 bad things?
I think the acting was good.
Finger them all in the multiverse
America Chavez.
of madness.
I loved. This is
Speaking
number
of
one.
fingering,
Number one, not fingering or scissoring. Number one is the hopping through dimensions. You know that's my thing.
yeah.
I love that this is happening, and it was candy to me.
But in a movie called, and this is just me, but a movie called Multiverse of Madness.
You got your multiverses.
But where was the madness?
Well, that's in reference to Doctor Strange
Right,
and
but I
the
want a
madness that happened. Oh, actually,
of madness.
Sorry, not Scarlet. Scarlet Witch. It's in reference to Scarlet Witch, and Doctor
I
Strange.
want a multiverse of madness. If it was Doctor Strange in the multiverse,
It's not the madness of the multiverses.
That's what I
It's the
fucking
multiverse
wanted.
of
That's what I
madness.
was promised because of the title, and that's what I fucking wanted.
Referencing the madness that is happening
I wanted
within
Doctor
Strange and Scarlet Witch.
To show up at a place and be like, this place is balls to the wall nuts.
He did.
Which one was fucking
The
nuts?
one where he fought with music.
That was not nuts. That
Yeah,
was
that
Doctor
place
Strange
was
and the
next.
multiverse of rap battles.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, so did I. Absolutely. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. You 3D and your acting.
No, the number one is the jumping through different portals. I love that they had a small Star Wars one.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
didn't notice.
And then they had a small. It was in reference to another time that they did. I think it was in a What If series where they showed one of the like lava areas in one of the Star Wars planets.
I don't remember. I'm sure I saw it there. But
I have to show you on New Rockstars. They had a reference to the pig one, Spider Pig, and his universe was shown.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like fraction of a second,
The pig one.
and then you got the paint, which
The paint
was weird.
cool. I thought it was very cool.
And
I just wish there was way more time. I wish there was a montage of all that.
I agree.
You know, I just
They
why
could
was
make
it
a series
so
out of
quick?
this
Yeah.
if they put the money into it. I don't want what they've been doing with the Marvel series, which hasn't gotten much money compared to the movies.
So for me, what I did like about it, I did like you could feel the Sam Raimi influence.
I was
on
wondering when
certain
you'd get to that,
scenes.
yeah.
You could feel it. Like the music battle, that's Sam Raimi, dude. That's 100% Sam Raimi.
The evil doctor, not evil, but when he
Depressed Doctor Strange.
no, the one where he's like he becomes like what everyone thought was going to be like zombie Doctor Strange, and it kind of is. That mixed with like the
Gargoyle death.
what
things?
are they?
I thought there were souls of
There were
the dead or undead or something.
They were the people that watch over the time or passing through the multiverses. I don't know.
I don't know. The zombie
I got
part,
lost on that one.
The zombie part really didn't do much for me. I thought it was neat, but it didn't feel very Sam Raimi. What felt for me very Sam Raimi was the music part. Music part felt, yeah, dude, this is Sam Raimi. Seeing Bruce Campbell show up, I know is low hanging fruit for Raimi fans, but that was a lot of fun. But also the oh man, it's just on the tip of my tongue too. The very colorful and kinetic action. So the Marvel movies have a bad habit of throwing all into the action and not as bad as Transformers, but getting a little too busy so you can't figure out what's going on.
Oh, okay.
This I find
I would
didn't
say
do that.
Sony's worse at that.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Sony's
much
worse than
worse.
that. The bigger offender with Sony is they keep the screen so fucking dark that you have no idea what the fuck is going on. But
Which happened again in Morbius.
oh man,
Yeah.
But no, I love the fact that you could. There was a real Raimi influence. I like that a lot.
I very much what I hated most about this, I think, is the Bruce Campbell.
I love that. I thought it
thing.
was fucking great.
I think it was
Loved
too
it.
much. I think it could have been a shorter
No, that's
situation.
That's
and it was over the top.
see for me. That's what I want these movies to be. I like the seriousness of Endgame, and like the seriousness of Endgame and Infinity War was my favorite part of that universe. But like when Kang shows up at the end of Loki, I'm like, how that guy's going over the top. That's how I want this whole thing to be. That's why I love seeing Kang the Conqueror and Loki. That's where I want it to be. And I feel like there was some times it got there in this movie, but then it would come back to, oh no, Scarlet Witch just wants her babies. Like, dude, shut up. Like,
But
keep on
Bruce
going.
Campbell wasn't a main character or anything. He was just like he was a cameo, and he was just on for too long to be a cameo.
I don't know. That's what I liked about it. I don't know. I liked it, and I liked the end where he's beating himself.
I
and he
do
goes,
like
"It's
pizza
over."
balls. Like, who wouldn't want pizza balls?
Right? But I enjoyed the Raimi influence of it.
I think the end credit scene was stupid in terms of him again.
I love
Bruce
that
Campbell,
because it's over.
Like if you waited,
funny.
wasn't that like the end credit scene?
Yeah, the very last one. Yeah.
What a cop out! What a
Why?
shit thing to wait the whole credits for.
Because this is the
I
type
know it's
of
a
movie
Raimi
you're
fan.
watching.
Hopeful, yeah, great. If you're a huge Raimi fan, sure, that's awesome.
That's
not what
the
we want to
attitude
see. We want to
now.
see a
That's-
cliffhanger.
That's
that goes,
what I want to fucking see.
why do I care for the
See,
next thing that's coming?
Because you know what you'll get? You'll get something like the end of fucking Morbius. You'll get something shitty like that. I don't know why I'm here.
that-
Must be Spider-Man.
That was horrible. That was like we're calling it in today.
I did
Oh.
like that you could feel there was a lot of stuff pulled from the comics of Doctor Strange. I didn't know what they are because I don't fucking know anything about Doctor Strange. But you could feel the tugs on the fucking bison guy, whatever that eyeball thing is at the start, all the different spells they use, the dark hold, all that different shit. You can feel that influence. And I thought that was really cool without it being like, all right, let's explain who every character is and explain what everything is. Like, nope, we don't need to do that. They're there. If you know who they are, awesome. If you don't, fuck it. Just story's going to keep on going.
I want your opinion on what are they?
Illuminati?
Yeah, I freaked out. I loved it.
You know what? I much preferred two people in that scene that I didn't think I'd give a shit for. So, you know, it shows Black Bolt, and I'm like, I don't know what the Black Bolt is. Great.
But yeah, he's a reference to the character that was in the Inhumans. I think the short-lived TV series that didn't do well.
I thought it was New Mutants.
No, that's the movie. That's the
Oh, that's right. That was a
Fox
shit movie.
property.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great. Wasn't good. It was okay.
I loved seeing Captain Carter. Thought that
was the best.
She was great. I loved, and I think you know why. I loved seeing
Yeah,
Rose,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. This Captain Marvel. Oh my fuck, dude! Murder Brie Larson in the universe, of course.
I like Brie Larson, Captain Marvel.
No, bring this girl in because this girl fucking gets it. She's ballsy, but she takes no shit. She's not doing that stupid fucking Brie Larson smirk. She's not giving that holier than thou attitude that Brie Larson does.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
This girl is so much better. And I'm like,
Brie
please,
Larson
God.
comes off as an Amber Heard.
She does. She really fucking does. And it's that for me, the thing about Brie Larson I hate is that fucking smirk. And she does it in every shot of Captain Marvel. I want to punch her in the fucking head. And this girl was so much better. I wish she could be the Captain Marvel moving forward. The what's his name, MODOK or Modo, or the fuck the black dude who hated Doctor Strange in the first movie.
Oh yeah. He did well.
He did, and then the one that I
could take it or leave it.
The one that I was like,
Stretch.
yeah, okay. I was like John Krasinski,
Mr. Fantastic, because you knew it was coming.
He looks great as Mr. Fantastic. He acted really, really well. He was great in it, but I thought he would be oh my God, dude, John Krasinski. I thought I'd really dig him and be like, dude, I'm blown away by this. But no, it was the two girls, Captain Marvel and Captain Carter. I fucking love those two. So they were fantastic.
Did you not watch the X-Men cartoon series? Back in the day.
Not religiously.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't get it. So Professor X came out
in his yellow.
Yeah.
I got that.
He was that universe's, and I think Disney has or Marvel has said that's likely the same Professor X, and they're going to reprise that Professor X, and they might even mention how this character gets here in the new animated series.
But look,
that's
dude,
returning.
Patrick Stewart gave us the second best, and I know I'll get a lot of arguments with that, the second best Star Trek captain in the world. The first, of course, is James Kirk. Kirk is superior to Picard. They're two different captains, but
you mean him in the fantastic new show?
The
Picard?
new Picard that everybody just is fawning over.
Star Trek / Picard.
But when you watch his other stuff, he's a great actor. Patrick Stewart is a great actor.
Logan.
Patrick Stewart is too old to be doing this.
I'm worried for him.
Yeah, and
he's gonna die any minute.
That takes away from while I'm watching the movie. I'm like,
when you see him walk.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see him as this powerful character. I'm like,
should he be walking right now?
Get somebody be right behind him to catch him if he falls. I'm legit worried about the guy because he has given me some of the best Star Trek I've ever seen.
He'd probably
see the guy.
If you met the guy in person, he's probably like walking and doing a strut and everything, and you're just like, no.
And he's such a fucking good man, supporting Pitbull's rescue, and him and fucking Ian McKellen are fantastically good friends and supporting of gay rights, and he's such a great guy. But he's too old to be this. He's too old to be Picard.
If he suddenly came out, I wouldn't be surprised.
Neither would I. But he's a wonderful man, and I don't want to see him get hurt, and I don't want to see him. That's why and I know anybody who watches you and I argue, me mostly argue, knows that I hate Picard. I love Captain Picard, but I hate this terrible show Picard because all it is a memory of how good Captain Picard used to be, and I hate it.
Rob just wants that topic of the week thing. Like he's going to get in Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
What, you mean like episodic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the overarching story does not work for the Star Wars
arc-driven,
universe. A whole season arc doesn't work for Star Trek, in my opinion. Doesn't work for Star Trek. It's good to have a mythos buried into the background like they've done with every fucking Star Trek show.
Or a simple arc.
Discovery and Picard. No, because you need a good arc. Like you need an arc. Like think of the X-Files. The X-Files is probably the best example of a long expanding mythos with little flavor of the week episodes spattered in. But
we'll talk more about it in the podcast.
Oh, just cut me off.
Because we're going to talk about Strange New Worlds in the podcast.
All right.
And we're going to get more into that. Because that's going to be a huge topic.
When it comes to Doctor Strange, I love. Oh, sorry, this is the other thing I meant to mention: the violence. Holy moly, this was more violent than I thought it was going to be, and I loved that, dude. Like the Black Bolts, that whole scene.
Oh,
where
yes.
she rips them apart. I was having a fucking ball because I was like, it went into the Winter Soldier, like Captain America 2, Winter Soldier, the Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, where like you can get cartoony violent, but sometimes even the cartoony violence is a little bit real. Like think of in Endgame when that one girl gets run over by the fucking tank or whatever, and Black Widow looks up and goes, "That was really gross," because the girl got like ripped to shreds. And I'm like, I don't need to see that, but I do like that the characters are referencing that. Dude, that was fucking disgusting. That person got torn to shreds. And in this, like, Black Bolt, one whisper of his mouth, the way that John Krasinski delivered it was kind of stupid, but he says one whisper of his mouth and you'll be destroyed. And she goes, "What mouth?" And then he fucking yells and his head explodes. Awesome. Like, I was loving it. Captain Carter cut in half. John Krasinski turned to Play-Doh.
This movie was just about on that line of should I have brought my son to this?
Oh, did you?
I did.
What did he think?
He was
of it?
fine.
But what did
He
think
enjoyed
of
it.
He good, good.
He doesn't remember it after, like he doesn't get ADHD, whatever. But he has a fun time. Like I said last week, or a couple weeks ago, the 3D he just doesn't like because it's too dark, and that's a fair criticism.
But yeah, I enjoyed the movie more than I thought. I would watch this before I'd watch Shang-Chi again. I'd certainly watch this before I'd watch Eternals again. I'd watch this again before any of the shows, just because it has fun that a lot of the
had a lot of
stuff
fun.
does not.
Yeah, it was really good.
My biggest concern with it is you could feel the influence of where they said, "Okay, you got to do this now. Okay, you got to do that. You got to tie it in now."
Yeah,
that was kind of shitty.
They're in the Marvel universe. You have to stick to certain things.
Yeah, but
they're trying to do an overarching.
I get that, but there's also
slow draw.
Remember, we bought Black Widow, so we're paying Black Widow for this. We didn't pay for Vision, so nobody mentioned Vision, and you're like, "What? Wasn't that her husband, the guy that she's in love with, the guy she had kids with?" Yeah, but don't mention.
They want to keep that for. It's not about mentioning because they could have mentioned it, no problem.
I don't think they could. I think because that means that they'd have to give Paul Bettany money.
I don't think so. Not a mention.
No, I think so.
I think it's within. Like contract does not have anything to do with a character. If your character is on screen, even in if my character is on screen and it's not my likeness, they don't have to pay me.
No, Crispin Glover did that. He's the one that said, "Fuck you, pay me."
Because it was likeness, I think.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know, and I don't care. But I think that the reason they didn't mention Vision was because they'd have to give Paul Bettany money, and they didn't want it.
The reason is actually that they're keeping it for another thing.
I did not understand the third eye at the end of the head, and they treated it like such a fucking big deal.
So unneeded.
But I'm like, okay, like you want this to be your big scare at the ending, and I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck it is.
It's a reveal, not a scare.
But what the fuck is it?
It's just like
it made your ending hollow because I had no idea what that was.
Because he used the book. This is the thing he has left over. Like it's stuck. It's in his genetics now. Like,
but what is it?
It's the third eye.
What does that mean?
It's like I don't know.
Then that's what makes your ending really hollow. It's like if you throw a guy off a cliff, and he goes ah, and then clump at the bottom. You're like oh, and then he goes, "I'm okay." And credits.
But my leg's completely off, and now for the rest of my life, I don't have my leg.
Is he alive or dead? I'm all right. Credits.
But there's no leg.
You took the whole fucking... You took the legs out of your fucking movie. You want to end this movie on Doctor Strange screaming, ah, and then something starts, and then it cuts. Don't show me the fucking eye. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I agree the eye is stupid, and it just doesn't... Like maybe they'll go somewhere with it later, but I think it's just like, oh, we had to do something.
Also, Charlize Theron, I love Charlize Theron, super attractive lady. Who the fuck is Charlize Theron?
Oh, that'll be explained later.
Like, granted, I get it. Then a lot of these shows, like, they've got to set up these characters, But she just shows up and she's like, oh, he's like, oh my god, never thought I'd see you. Like, what? What's going on? Who is this person? Did they introduce in the movie? Oh, it's over. Like I was like, okay, I don't like when
That's
these
your
shows do that.
cliffhanger
This is
to
what these
whatever
shows
that
do,
is.
and I don't like that.
But they have to keep doing these things so that you
I get
go,
that.
what's coming? What's
I get
coming?
it. I just don't like it. So would I see it again? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Out of 10.
out of 10, oh man, I'd give it a 6.5.
Oh, I thought you'd go a little higher.
No, it had what it had that pushed it over the like what I really liked that pushed it over, and that fucking scene of all them fighting was great, but it was the other stuff that held it back for me. That held it back. That should have been better. It should have been more Sam Raimi and less Marvel. And I'm sure Sam Raimi had to fight for what he got.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like if this had been, and again, that's just fucking me. There might be people out there. This is the best thing I've ever watched. For me, it needed to be more Sam Raimi in it, and it wasn't.
I give it an 8 out of 10. And I'm wondering if this was Disney's way of testing the waters of getting into the R-rated department. Like, because Deadpool's coming.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to keep that R-rated.
PG, though. PG-13?
They're going to want to do full. I'm pretty sure it was R-rated. I think that was the whole thing.
No, Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying, like, getting there. Like, normally a Marvel movie, I would think nothing of taking my son to.
Right.
This was on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I feel like they're getting into, like, they've had these Fox movies that came in with the merger, and those had some R-rating stuff in them.
I know we were talking about America Chavez and Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch an R-rated movie of that.
Anyway, so watchingcomplain.com.
I'm trying to come up with a joke, and I can't.
Let's wait for Rob to come up with a joke.
It's my pause. Black.
Pause.
No, she's not the Black Widow. Scarlet Witch and America Scissortown. Oh, they go on a pirate adventure. They find a multiverse where everyone's pirates, and it's called Scissor Me Timbers, the America Chavez and Black Widows. No, and Scarlet Witch story. We'll review it here first on CanYouTasteComplaints.com.
Watchingcomplain.com.
Goodbye.